Hey, welcome back to the Gadget Spot.
Hey. Hello, everybody.
How's everyone doing this week?
Good.
So good, right?
My tummy hurts.
Okay, Jarron's tummy hurts.
Well, you could have rectified that before we started recording.
Did
I
you
told
say
you
rectified?
He did, and it was reference to your tummy.
It's probably because your hat's too tight.
rectified
Your hat's too tight. Take it off. You'll feel better.
because your bet.
I will in an hour once my hair dries.
Oh, in one. How
Is
long?
that really what you do every morning?
How long?
Yes.
It is. He wears it into the office. I've seen him.
Uh-huh.
How long do you have to wear that?
If I blow dry it, it gets too poofy.
But you really,
Too much volume.
you really-
too much hair.
you really do look like the Sticky Bandit, though.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Well, at least we've come to terms with it.
There it is.
That's nice.
This is the
Self-acceptance.
This is the Gadget Spot where we talk about tech gadgets and video games.
And
So
Sticky
and
Bandits.
sticky bandits. Let's go ahead and introduce the panel. Owen.
Back in my normal spot. Feels good.
Yeah, how was that last
I did not like that.
I felt weird.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. Hey, my name's Owen. Follow me on Twitter @TechNoan. Yeah, I haven't really got anything else going on.
All right.
So-
Jarron.
Hi, I'm Jarron. You can find me on Twitter @Jarron. And
Ta-da.
There it is. Okay. He popped out of existence. Where'd he go?
I'm back.
Oh, there he is.
The beanie's too tight.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's interesting that you're such a fashion conscious guy that's the beanie you chose to wear.
Well, I had another beanie, but then it got lost on a hike.
Why don't you just buy the
How did
same
you-
Is that the
beanie
end of the
again?
story?
I
Was
don't
it
know
like-
where the beanie came from.
Was it like a hawk that swooped down?
That's true. How do you lose it on a hike?
It was a hawk.
I mean,
He's going for my head. We got the
well,
beanie instead.
maybe that wasn't the only clothing lost on the hike. Am I right?
Hey-oh.
Oh.
James,
I don't get it.
What's up?
introduce yourself.
Oh, what's up? I'm James. You can catch me on Twitter @JDDJensen, on the Epic Store, which is where you can exclusively get Fortnite and Borderlands 3. I don't know what else is on there, but
Other stuff.
Metro, Control, a lot of great free games.
Yes, I love the free games.
what is going on?
3 grams.
Morning, Jarron, is so weird.
The beanie's too tight.
Yeah, we're recording this on a Saturday morning because somebody has to go out of town.
You can catch me there at Funeral Taters. That's without a space. Steam, JDD Jensen. I don't know. You can catch me all over the place. But you know who else you can catch? Like a Cold, our host. I don't have a segue.
He does have a cold. You're right.
I do. I'm just getting over a head cold. Thanks, James.
I don't want to sit
a
next
good
to you
job.
if you're sick. I'd be patient number 2 if there was a zombie apocalypse.
Check me out on Twitter @QuadTTony or every week on The Geek Show. Yep,
Is that it?
that's it. Let's.
you don't want to pimp where people can find you on any of the systems?
Well, it's a podcast, so you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google
No.
Podcasts.
If people want to play with you with games,
I don't play a lot of games anymore. No, I do, but
I'm going to call BS on that.
not this last week.
I'm looking
anyway.
at your new computer that you bought specifically
Exclusively for
that
gaming
purpose.
on the go,
No,
because
just-
gaming at home isn't enough.
I know.
He must game on the go, too.
Just this last week's been really poopy.
If I'm going to go on the train, I'm going to need my laptop computer
With a graphics card.
with a graphic.
Let's see. So we got all kinds of good stuff this episode, but let's kick it off with Patreon.
Hey, if you like us, tip us. Go to patreon.com/gadgetspot.
Just the tip.
Yep. And if you donate $6 or above,
You get a shout out.
you get a shout out. And
Here's that shout out.
thanks, Tony. why don't you do the shout
You're
out?
just like stumbling over the words here. I don't know
Would
what's
you
going
like-
on.
I'm adding drama.
Oh,
okay.
it's suspense.
Yep. Huge shout out to AJ Jasper. Thank you. Dave Roshinsky and Aaron Young.
Thanks, guys.
Dick Messerly, Josh Sidaway, Splinter, Hardware, Adam Hecht, Ryan Baker, Aaron Faulkner, Hollow Knight, Adam Foote, Spencer Knowlton, Kevin Eccles, Ryan.
Whoa. No. What did he actually write?
Even though he hates the Magic Mouse, Jarron is Ichiban Apple fanboy.
Okay, there we go.
Ryan McQueen.
It's funny.
Oh, no, sorry. Not Ryan McQueen anymore.
Do
Sorry.
you want me to read it? I feel like I would be better at reading
Thanks.
this.
I don't know about that.
Oh.
Ryan McQueen, thank you for all your past donations, though.
Yes, we love you. Michael Beck, Jeffrey Kale, Roger Allen, Austin Beauregard, Conrad Southworth. Thank you.
All right, thanks
Thanks,
so
guys.
much. Let's see. We got an email this week too, right?
I would like to read the email. I don't know where it is, though. You guys read it.
Okay, I'll read it.
It's on. You can get it in our Slack channel. Jaren's going to read it, though.
We got one from Kyle Mortensen.
No, I think we're saving that one for next week.
We got one from Cody Taylor.
I'll read the one from Kyle Mortensen
Isn't
next
this one?
week.
Isn't this one more timely?
Yeah, this
Okay.
one's more timely.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is.
Well, he wants a recommendation. I feel bad for
Oh, recommendation?
Yeah.
That's more timely
Oh, yeah.
because they might be purchasing something soon.
Yeah. Okay. So Kyle Mortensen, he says, "Hello, Gadget Spot. I need to buy a new
Hi.
PC laptop that I can use for work. I have at home all Mac stuff, but the desktop at work that I need to remote into is a PC. I bought an HP that died after 1 year, and I've been too scared to buy anything else. I was hoping you could recommend a good one that is somewhat cost-effective and will last long time. Please let me know what suggestions you have." Geek Show says, "Hey, Tony.
Hey, from Geek Show.
Thank you for your time. Kyle Mortensen, agent."
Well, see, you can get a Raspberry Pi on Amazon for about $34.
That's not a laptop.
Is he a secret agent?
I mean,
Could be. I think this is an Owen question because he deals in a lot of laptops for his
all
work.
day. I was just thinking, am I at work right now? Because I just had to do a cost analysis on all the different brands of laptops out there.
What you got for us, Owen?
wait,
So-
did you do the
Wait,
cost
wait.
analysis, or did you find a website that did it for you?
I just found two I liked and then ignored the rest.
Quick question, though. He says he needs to remote into a PC, like Windows. He can remote into a Windows PC on a Mac laptop.
Can you just do that with
can,
the
yeah.
remote desktop?
Yeah, there's the Microsoft Remote Desktop app, and then there's the enterprise stuff that
Yeah, so if you don't want to
VMware puts out or whatever.
If you don't want to, I mean, if work's going to buy him a new laptop, let work buy him a new laptop, I say. But
He says he's buying it for his work.
okay, so if he's paying for it himself, I would recommend first trying to do the remote desktop app on Mac OS and save your money.
Yeah.
And you
Does
can
he have
keep
a
on-
Mac, did he say?
Yeah, he says he has Apple at home.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then Windows at the office.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to mess with that and you do want to buy a new laptop, Owen, take it away.
Well, see, the thing is about Mac is that they try and make a bunch of things work, like Outlook and other office tools that just don't quite have the same bang for your buck on Apple. Mm-hmm. I like Apple. We run at my work, we run about a 60-40 shop, so we're about 60% Apple.
Nice.
And that leaves me a lot of playroom to kind of mess with PCs, the ones that I want. We've tried out Surface Books, the Surface laptop.
I really like the Surface laptop.
Yeah, I it's a little underpowered. We do a lot of remote Zoom meetings, like Zoom stuff, so it kind of hits a wall there on some of the performance. But the laptop that I have been most enjoying, as far as a kind of a cost effective but middle of the lane performance computer for work, is the Lenovo ThinkPad line.
They are
Dude,
good.
Lenovo makes solid laptops. I mean,
Boring laptops, but
yeah,
they're solid.
Yeah, they're kind of
Exactly.
boring, but they're usually good quality.
So I had an incident where I just lost my Surface Book 2, my 15-inch Surface Book 2. And by lost, I mean it was stolen from my car, smashed my window. It was a tragic accident.
Luckily, it was a rental window,
Yeah.
not your actual car.
Anyway, so now I'm in the market for a new laptop.
Wait, how
and
do you rent a window in a car?
It was...
Very complicated.
not
We're not going to get into it.
Completely itemized. I mean, you have to... Anyway.
Wait, am I hearing that right? Like literally a window in your car, you can rent it?
No, pay attention.
It's okay,
He had a
James.
rental car
I had
that
a
got
rental car,
broken.
and they smashed my window.
You're
and
doing
took my
so
property.
well,
that
James.
makes more sense.
Okay, close the App Store on your iPad
You're talking about
and
You're doing
join the
so well.
conversation.
So I am in love with the X1 Extreme laptops. Now that's not a cheap laptop.
I was going to say those start at
are
like 1400, don't
yeah,
they?
those are more like they start at more like 1800.
1800.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the T series, which is the one below that, they start at like 11, 12. And right, I mean, I think you can configure them for a little bit cheaper. And Lenovo.com is always doing deals. Always.
They
they're
are.
so boring looking.
They
though.
are.
They're
but-
straight business laptops. The
but
only Lenovo laptops that aren't boring looking is their gaming line.
Is there a reason
Legion.
why they still have that little mouse cursor in the middle of the?
The
Because-
nubbin. A lot of people
like,
like those.
They've
I
had
have-
it. They've had it forever and ever, and
Nobody uses it since
No,
the
the-
invention of the trackpad.
the old school users still like the nubbin.
I had one for a long time and I loved it. I
You
used it all the time. I did.
I tried to use the nubbin, but I just ended up pushing the keys. And
well,
like,
because Dell's nubbin and
was gonna
HP's
say-
nubbin sucks, whereas Lenovo's nubbin is
it's
amazing.
it's raised. Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
a better nubbin.
yeah, for
I've
sure.
heard nubbin so many times.
so also, I don't know what HP he got, but if you get their ProBook line at all, garbage from the lowest to the greatest of their ProBook. Their Elite books. Those were one of the ones we order quite frequently. Depending on what size, he didn't really say what cost he's going after, but like I've been getting the 840s, the EliteBook 840s. They're like a 14-inch laptop, and they're a great business laptop. I haven't had any problems with them.
Nice.
So anything in the EliteBook line, HP, I know you're kind of gun shy there, but I am too because I have dealt with a bunch of crap. I suggest getting their warranty, but I always get their warranty because I have to for work.
Yeah. Well, I was going to recommend. I'll get to this after you finish your recommendations, but
Well, and then the last one I like are the Dells. I like them. I
Any
like the
specific Dell?
I like the XPS line of the Dells.
I do like XPS as well.
Yeah.
they've come a long way in the last like 3 or 4 years. They
Yep.
used to be kind of poopy.
The
but-
design is kind of long in the tooth, so I bet they'll probably refresh it in a year or two if
Yep.
that bothers you. But if not, then yeah, they're great.
So those are my three. I mean, if you're gonna go HP, that's definitely the most cost effective. They are the cheapest. But if you do go with the EliteBook line, and make sure you get Windows 10 Pro instead of Home.
If you don't mind spending a little bit more money, and since you're a Mac user, I would recommend the Surface line because they've got a bit more flair. The design is really good. But if you do the Surface line, though, wait because Microsoft is going to announce new ones October 2nd.
Yep.
So you can either get the old ones for cheaper or get brand new ones.
I did love the Surface Book 2 that I had. Like,
Yeah, that's what I have for work. It's great.
I'm holding on. So I'm on my spare. I call this my crap top. It's an older one, and I'm holding out to see what the
it has a nubbin on it.
Yeah, I'm holding out to see what
crappy nubbin.
This is the Dell Latitude. Ugh. Anyway, but I'm holding out to see what the Microsoft event's going to do because I'm on the fence between the Lenovo X1 Gen 2 and the Surface Book 2. Maybe the Surface Book 3.
Nice.
I'll tell you why the nubbin's awesome. Because you're typing, you need to move the mouse just a little bit to move the cursor.
I could see that.
Nubbin's right there.
Move the cursor before you start typing.
Why? What? Why?
Why do you need to move the cursor? Is
So-
it in the way?
No,
As you type across the screen, you might get to the part where the cursor was.
Well,
Like if you're typing a document.
I just think they could make the nubbin look sexier.
like you need to bold something, just barely move the cursor, click it, bold it. It's really
Oh,
fast.
I'm not that tactile. Wow, that seems like a very complicated hand movement.
Why did you just turn into a Wallace and Gromit character right there?
So my recommendation would be, as far as the hardware and stuff that Owen said, absolutely. Everything he said sounds really good. But my recommendation is as far as the purchasing goes, if you're not a Costco member, it might be worth it to you to become a Costco member just for the warranty that Costco offers on all the electronics they sell. So if you join Costco and get their City Visa credit card, which so to do the City Visa, you have to become an executive member.
Yep.
So it is going to cost you $120 a year, but that includes that's your membership. That's everything all in one. And the benefits on that card are really, really good. The main one that I want to focus on right here is if you buy a laptop or a TV or pretty much anything, the warranty goes from a 1-year manufacturer warranty to 4 years covered by Costco if you buy it from Costco with their City Visa card.
And you just walk back in with it.
Yep, you just walk back in. It's like, this is broken.
It's almost no questions asked. Like, it's a great
Do
warranty.
they
It is
offer
fantastic.
any kind of extended warranty or anything?
They
if
do,
you
on top of-
just have just a Costco card.
No, it's got to be this. Well, you get 1 year extra from Costco.
Oh, okay. So
And
instead
then
of
if
one,
you-
it's 2 years.
Yeah, and then if you buy it with the Costco City Visa, you get an additional 2 years on top of that 2 years.
I've seen people just doing their refresh cycle that way, where they just say it's broken,
Wow,
And
that's dishonest.
get their router changed out like every 4 years.
Everything has the receipt taped to the bottom of it. In their house.
forever.
Yeah.
And the other cool thing too is if you feel like you're going to keep that electronics, whatever it is, for a long time, they also offer square trade warranties there for $50 or $100, and that will lengthen the warranty on whatever it is out another 3 years. So like the TV I bought there 2 years ago has 7-year warranty on it.
Wow.
I'm not a warranty guy myself.
I
Me
am.
neither. If I had a way to keep track of them, maybe, but
I like the peace of mind is the big thing I like to pay. I don't like to pay for it, but I like to have. And if it does ever go bad, though, I mean, you pay an extra $100, and all of a sudden that $100 nets you $1,200 TV if you ever need it.
Well, for me, I will probably upgrade sooner than when the warranty would expire anyway.
I can understand that.
I mean, there's
Jared on that.
no breaking into your TV and changing any power supply stuff like you had to do.
Yeah.
As cool as that was,
That warranty would have helped me, but
Yeah.
I only spent $100 for the part and
but you
fixed it.
But you would have had a new TV.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
Like,
a new
'cause they would-
version of the
No,
old
they don't
model.
keep that. They don't keep that model, right?
No, that model's
Yeah,
that model's done.
they would have just given you the.
He probably would have got a PX Quantum.
No, they still have a P series that isn't quantum.
Oh no, it's Quantum too. It's just not.
Not as
X.
quantum.
No, all of them. All of Vizio's 2019 stuff is Quantum panel, but it differs on like how many active arrays of
It's called
LED
Quantar.
on the back.
Fight.
They just
fight,
do Quant.
fight.
They just do
The diff-
Quantar because that's the ugly
Yeah.
cousin.
Until it can shoot the torpedoes, I'm out.
The difference is an X now. It has an X in front of it. That's their high end.
X Quantum.
Yep.
So confusing.
Or Quantum X.
Stop
I like
adding
the one.
letters.
I like the one that has the camera in the back that will like take the picture behind the
That
wall.
is,
The
yeah, that's
invisible TV.
rad.
Samsung does that.
Yeah, that's I think
you
it
have
does
to
it.
take the picture yourself, though.
It takes a picture behind the wall.
And then, like-
No. You have to take the picture on your phone and then you upload it to the TV and then it'll do its thing.
Can you not do that anyway?
But it looks since the back of my wall is all squares, it really didn't line up too well.
Right.
If it's just like a plain back wall, it would work pretty
It
well.
looks pretty cool
Does
too.
it does it at least match like the ambient light in the room? So like if the light changes, because like right now with how it has squares in the background, it's casting shadows.
Like the light was different.
You know
from
what
when
you're talking about? You're talking about ray tracing.
Real life.
Yeah, in real life.
Yeah, I doubt it'll match the ambient
James gave you this look like no, it wasn't.
light. Well, thanks, Kyle.
Yeah,
thanks.
That was an interesting question. We hope we helped you.
Yeah.
Next email from Cody Taylor. Voodoo's new family play mode automatically skips sex, violence, profanity, and drug use in movies.
What's the point?
Then
Jokes.
he asks, what are the thoughts of the panel? And I have major thoughts of this.
Don't censor artwork. You
'em-
need to view stuff the way that it was meant to be viewed.
Give him your views, Jarron.
All right,
That's
so-
obviously James's right there.
100%.
So Voodoo, it was 2 days ago, or was it yesterday? They announced a new mode for their streaming. It's called Family Play, and it uses ClearPlay to automatically filter out undesirable stuff for your kids.
Pause.
And
Pause.
no, I'm not done yet. I'm
Well,
not done
I have
yet.
a question.
Oh, okay.
It's not. Yeah. How is this any different than like VidAngel and the
That's
things
my
that got
question.
sued?
That's what I was about to answer.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
keep going.
VidAngel got sued not because of filtering, but because they were idiots and sold a physical copy to you that you could then sell back to them for $1 less than what you bought it for, and then they sell it to somebody else. So they didn't get sued because of filtering. They got sued because they didn't own the movies that they were selling you.
Okay.
And then they conflated the issue with filtering and tried to get support of everyone that likes filtering.
Yep. They stood on a soapbox and said, "We're
Yeah.
trying to provide an ethical, good moral
Service.
And
Meanwhile-
these people
Yeah.
are
So they're
pooping on it.
They're big fat liars, and I hate VidAngel because of that. And they completely changed the argument from what it actually was supposed to be.
Now, what was the one before VidAngel?
ClearPlay.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
And that's still
Or
around.
what about
ClearPlay
what
still-
no,
about
CleanFlix.
CleanFlix,
Yeah.
yeah.
What happened to CleanFlix?
I don't know what CleanFlix is.
I'll look it up.
It was the same thing, like
What-
not
what-
the same, but
was it
similar
the
service.
Did they do actual physical copies of movies though?
Yeah.
So that one was okay because they're actually selling you the original disc, and then they're selling you just a version of the disc that's filtered as well. But since discs aren't really used anymore. But anyway, so Voodoo, they're not altering the movie itself. What they're doing is altering the playback. So it's all right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're basically
so-
just skipping ahead for you.
So they're muting the stream when a bad word is said. They skip ahead, so they're skipping the scene altogether. If there's like sex or something. And a lot of people in Utah really are for that.
So many
But
people are going to be able to speed watch Game of Thrones now.
no, they're not because Voodoo isn't doing that.
Oh.
They're only filtering PG and PG-13 movies.
They're not doing R?
Nope, they're not
What?
doing
Can you
art.
imagine what Deadpool would look like?
It'd
Yeah.
be half as long.
That's
Yeah.
saying they speed
So-
watch Game of Thrones.
This is meant for parents who want to show their kids Marvel movies, but they want to filter out some of the more extreme violence or some of the
I wonder how
swear
they draw
words.
the line on the violence, like where
So-
they decide
Yeah,
this is too violent, this is not.
The controls are not very detailed. There's only like 4 different controls. One is like sex, and that's it. And one is language. You can't get more detailed controls, like what kind of language you want to filter out.
Okay.
So I'm not really sure how deep it goes.
And it has to, I'm sure it uses like an AI to filter the movie in real time. Well, actually,
No,
no. It probably has
They just need
predetermined.
they just need an index of what
predetermined
scenes to
index.
skip.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find that on
I was
IMDb if I'm not mistaken.
I was
like all the
overthinking that.
things.
Yeah,
but I was looking into CleanFlix. Obviously it's a company that was founded here in Utah in the year 2000. They rent and sold commercially released DVDs and VHS tapes. What happened was a group of major film production studios sued CleanFlix in 2002, arguing that their service constituted copyright infringement. And a 2006 court ruling closed the company.
Yeah, I
So
remember
they're
they got shuttered. So the production companies were saying that they were doing what, altering.
It's possible that they got sued because they were burning new copies of the movie onto DVDs.
Yeah, it was basically like a Napster thing where they were like buying one copy and then altering it
and then
just-
selling it,
Yeah.
selling the new copy with. Okay.
Yeah, if they're selling the original copy with the new copy, I think it would have been okay. But I'm not exactly sure what they were doing.
Interesting.
So this new Voodoo thing, it goes beyond that as well. They're using Common Sense Media to help you only show movies you want your kids to see.
So that's a filter from
Yeah.
the titles, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And it really helps you understand like what is exactly in the movie. It goes beyond the actual rating. It tells you like how many words there are or what exactly is in the scene. So it's cool if you want to show your kids more intense movies at a younger age, I guess, if you're for that.
But
I don't really see myself using it.
Is
personally.
that also just being called a parent? You're just supposed to filter stuff for your kids anyway.
It gives you more options.
Fair enough. But I don't know. I don't think I'd want to show my little girl Game of Thrones at 12.
Well, they don't do Game of Thrones anyway.
They don't do R.
They don't do anything R.
Or
Well, yeah, but you know what I
MA.
mean. Like that kind of stuff. Eh.
And maybe they'll change that in the future. Maybe they will include R-rated movies because they're releasing new movies weekly on the list.
So the interesting thing about this in my head is this is more of what they call it, Voodoo Family.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually
Family
like
play.
this seems like it's for the children in the family, whereas things like CleanFlix and VidAngel and stuff like that was trying to hide racy scenes and super violent scenes from like adults and
Yeah.
It
and
all has
everyone.
to do.
Like,
Well, it has
this
to, has to do with holding up like people that don't want to see that want to belong socially.
yeah. That's what I mean.
But they
I get
still don't
it,
want
like-
to watch it.
right.
For me, super violent stuff just kind of grosses me out. And if there's only like 2 scenes in a movie that's super violent, I wouldn't mind skipping that.
Yeah. If it doesn't really, I mean, because a lot of times they do it to hit their target rating because they're trying to get the R rating or whatever to hit a demographic. Because there's some people that's like,
Well-
I won't go see a movie if it's not rated R because it's a kid movie.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's interesting because it used to be the opposite. They used to try to come up to the line
Yeah.
as close as they could without hitting R.
Yep.
And now there are definitely movies out there where they feel like they want an R rating.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they'll throw some more stuff in.
Well, like you get to say the F word one time in a PG-13 movie, and so they're
Up
like,
to twice.
oh, really? Twice? Now?
Sometimes.
Yeah. So like they'll say it, and they'll say it just because they could. They like. There's a lot of messing with the rating system right now.
Well, they do it more for marketing, I think, because
Yeah.
like the PG-rated movies, it projects, oh, this is a family movie.
Yeah.
But if they don't want
Yeah.
that image, they'll put it in F word just to put it to
It's
PG-13.
because if I'm not mistaken, the F word is it. You don't require context, right? Like you can just say it.
because
If it has to do with sex, you can't. It'll be R if it's an F word.
Oh, okay. So context does matter.
Yeah, context
Oh,
definitely
interesting.
does matter. Yeah.
But what's interesting is like a lot of the stuff with the FAA, it's opinion based.
FCC?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
Federal
Yeah, did I say
Aviation.
FAA?
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah. For flying them planes.
early in the morning.
FAA.
It's
I
10
mean,
o'clock.
That's just not going to fly, James.
I got up at 6 with my
that.
little girl.
All right. Well, cool. Good letters. Okay, let's. The big one we need to talk about for sure. Actually, we can mention this one quick because it's an easy one, and then we're going to dive into the Apple event because that was this week. Real quick, LG announced this last week that they will have 2 lines of their OLED televisions will be getting firmware updates to support G-Sync compatibility.
This is cool.
Yeah, for the C line and what was the other one?
E?
I think it's E, yeah. Lines of OLEDs will use a G-Sync compatibility over HDMI 2.1.
So I think what this basically is, though, is they're adding FreeSync.
Yeah, it's a FreeSync that's supposedly
'Cause
good
I-
enough to qualify as G-Sync compatible.
'Cause I don't think they did FreeSync before, did they?
No, OLED hasn't yet, but
So yeah, this is cool.
it can't be native G-Sync because that requires a hardware installation. All the actual G-Sync stuff, not G-Sync compatible, actual G-Sync has an extra little circuit board in it that does the frame timings and everything like that.
And what's kind of lame about this, though, you can't do 4K 120 because
The panels just don't support it.
Yeah.
You can do 1440p 120 or 4K 60.
And also, there's no NVIDIA card with HDMI 2.1 right now.
Yeah, I heard rumors, but this is with a huge grain of salt that NVIDIA was going to release a firmware update for the 20 series cards that would enable 2.1. But like I said, huge grain of salt. I don't see them doing that. I see them holding off until the 3000 series or whatever they're going to call it. That's more likely. But anyway, it's just really cool because if you like to PC game on big TVs, this gives you another device to use on that kind of thing.
In the future, though, when it will eventually support 4K 120, this will be an awesome choice.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see
When
myself
new models come out.
getting something like that because, well, here's the other thing about it. I was looking. Costco carries the 2019 C55 series, so the 55-inch version, and it's like $1,600, which is expensive.
Not bad for
But when
a monitor, though.
But when you compare it to the high-end version of the monitor you got,
It's still cheaper.
It's still cheaper, and yours is and the one I'm thinking of is a 27-inch like yours, or if you were to get NVIDIA's BFGD.
It's like $5,000.
It's $5,000 for a 65-inch that's not OLED. So anyway, yeah, it's cool to have another option. And despite the fact that it's an OLED TV, it actually comes out to be cheaper than some of these other options out there. All right, let's talk about the big event this last week, the Apple keynote. Blah blah. What do they call
I wish I
this?
had a popper for this.
Is there a
Apple
special name?
keynote?
No, it's just a keynote.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It's not like WWDC.
No,
I will-
nothing like that.
DDC.
Which one of you guys actually watched it?
I watched the whole thing.
Dude, the cartoon at the very beginning. So they went through in the very, very beginning. They opened with a cartoon of all of their products.
Oh, I
in
didn't
this-
see that part.
You didn't see it? Oh man, it's like such an awesome video of like, it starts with the wheel and then that turns into the buttons and then that turns
Wait,
into the touchscreen.
They invented the wheel?
The Apple wheel.
Oh, on the iPod.
And then they had like the headphones,
Okay.
and then they turned into the AirPods. If you haven't had an opportunity, go through and watch that little animation that they had at the beginning of the keynote. Really cool.
And so before they announced any hardware, they announced Apple Arcade for $5 a month.
Yep.
You get access to 100 games. There's no in-app purchases, no annoying free-to-play mechanics.
How much did you say it was?
$5 a month.
It's
Are you-
cheap.
are you
And
gonna-
if
are
you
gonna do
have
it?
if you have a family plan, it extends to the whole family for only $5 a month. So that's not bad.
It's that service, if you ask me, will live or die by the exclusive titles.
Yeah.
If it has good exclusive titles, I think they'll do fine. But if they don't keep a regular stream, and by regular stream, I mean like a couple a year of good exclusive titles, nobody's going to care about it.
And when's that available?
Soon. As soon as the next version of iOS comes out, I think.
Oh, cool.
But what they showed didn't impress me at all. They showed Frogger,
Okay.
made by Konami.
Konami still makes video games?
Apparently, Apple didn't get the memo that Konami sucks now.
I thought
and,
they relegated themselves to pachinko machines in Japan.
and iOS devices. It makes me sad. So yeah, as Tony said, this has the potential to be cool. It all depends if they have any good games or not. So just wait and see on that one.
Yeah, and the one thing you got to remember all the time, no matter what, is these games are developed for mobile devices. And even though you have an Apple 4K TV, it still uses a mobile chipset.
Yeah.
So whatever they're going to show you, honestly, you don't expect it to be like PlayStation 4 level or PC level.
It could be as fun as those. It
could-
just won't look as
Well,
good
when
as
you say-
those.
That's what I mean.
When
Yeah.
you say that it lives or dies by the title, is there any games that are out right now that if you were to see it, like as a part of that would sell you on it? I mean,
Not for me.
I don't know if there's any like mobile games that get me excited.
But they support Xbox One and PS4 controllers now, so it's possible that they have some more
Yeah.
robust, detailed games now.
It's got potential. Maybe.
The
We'll
other,
s-
we'll see. The other thing they announced was Apple TV Plus.
Also $5 a month.
So it's not a device. This is their subscription video service akin to HBO Now. I'm not saying Netflix because they don't have nearly as many titles. They just have like a few exclusive.
They're going for the HBO style
yeah.
versus the Netflix style. HBO is a sniper. It wants to hit the bullseye every time.
A few prestige shows
Yeah.
rather than a huge back catalog.
Yeah, whereas
Which
Netflix
they nail it, man. The
Yeah.
HBO catalog
usually
is
pretty good, and whereas Netflix is a shotgun, they throw as many exclusive titles at the wall as they can to see if they hit the bullseye.
And they might do it. It's a third the price of Netflix.
Yeah.
So it's $5 a month for the whole family if you have a family plan. So that's also, I think it's priced really well for what they have.
It's competitive, for
Yeah.
sure.
But once again, it all lives or dies on the quality of the shows.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are excited about that. What's it called? The morning show has Steve Carell, Jennifer Aniston,
Oh yeah,
somebody else I forgot.
What? I gotta check this out.
It doesn't really look interesting to me personally. They're doing a Ghost Rider remake, the '90s kids show that was on PBS.
okay.
Ghost Rider, word.
I totally missed this part.
I loved that show.
Seriously?
yeah.
I loved that show when I was a kid.
For some reason, that was if I'm thinking correctly, that was the first show that I hate watched.
Oh, I
For
loved it.
some reason, I'd still watch it, but the whole time I'd be like, "This is so stupid. Why is this so stupid?"
That's what I do with Power Rangers. I hate watched that.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, and mainly only hate watched it because you liked it so much, Tony.
So like, did they
I
ever
liked it a
figure
lot
out?
when I was little.
Did they ever figure out who the ghost was in Ghost Rider?
From what I read, apparently it was like this old black slave that was trying to teach other slaves how to read.
That's deep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm having this like renaissance with a lot of stuff that I would look up as like a little kid. Like you never saw who Dr. Claw was in Inspector Gadget, so I just Google search like, what does Dr. Claw look like? Really disappointing. Let like all these like
he's just a
Dr.
dude with a claw.
Carmen Sandiego, apparently Ghost Rider. Just let it lie.
Carmen Sandiego was just some hot chick with a red trench coat.
I wasn't disappointed with her.
Did you ever wonder what was under the trench coat?
I already saw
Hot
it.
chick.
I know.
Oh boy.
I always watch that.
We're
One.
rocking on thin ice
Open
here.
that trench coat.
She had
Google
brains too.
Search.
What?
What?
Did you say?
Nothing. Keep going. Just move right on past it.
34
keep rolling.
rules.
They also showed a trailer for a Jason Momoa show called C, and I thought the trailer was super lame.
What's it about even?
It's intuitive. It's
it's a
like,
bit-
see?
It's about all the it's post-apocalyptic. Humanity has lost the ability to see, but then suddenly their babies have the ability to see.
Okay.
And
So it's reverse Bird Box.
yeah, I thought this trailer was super lame. It has the potential. Maybe the trailer was just. I'm still holding out hope that it's all right.
Well, I got to say, it's usually the opposite. Like, usually the trailer looks a lot better than whatever the
Yeah.
end result is. So maybe they're going for a trick this time.
A lot of other people thought it looked good, but it just
I haven't watched
struck
it.
me
Well, I
as
was
lame.
going to say, if The Witcher is even like 1/10 as cool as that
Oh,
preview.
Looks good.
But it looks super epic, and the cinematography looks top notch. The production quality looks really good.
Well, and you get to see Jason Momoa ride a horse again.
Yeah,
Just like Game of Thrones.
So there's that.
but it could be good. Who knows? And then they have other exclusives, so we'll see how it goes. $5 a month. Anyway, going on to the most interesting part of the show, I thought
Hardware.
Apple Watch Series 5. They
Oh.
finally added the
Yeah, I
main
don't care.
feature that the Apple Watch needed since the beginning, and that's an always-on screen.
Apple Watch caught up with the Motorola 360 from 4 years ago.
So what's
Well,
the-
to be
what's the-
fair,
what's the always-on screen?
their always-on screen was crappy because it was just an LCD without the backlight.
Not the one I had. The Sport was a special LCD that was light reflective. You could see it super easy.
Well, not at night. If you're
Well, at night it would turn on.
the ambient light would turn on.
Fight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So anyway, they're keeping
think.
they're keeping an
I don't
OLED
remember.
screen, so it's definitely better than a reflective LCD screen. And they did not claim that they were first or that their implementation's better than anyone else. So
Oh, good.
good on them for that. They just said we have an always on screen now. So I think Apple Watch is the best watch OS out there. It is definitely the smoothest. I've played around with some others, and there's none
I don't
that are
know.
as smooth.
My Galaxy Watch OS is really smooth. It's just not super useful.
Yeah. Do you know what isn't smooth?
What's that?
Wear OS. That is so
Hey, that's
janky.
what I do. That's what I have.
Wear OS, if you get a newer
They did.
device,
They did
is
the new,
okay.
and they
It's
did
because-
they did an upgrade to Wear OS recently.
I don't think it's
not
Wear-
as bad.
It's not Wear OS's fault. It's Snapdragon's fault for not
Yeah.
releasing a better chip.
Agreed.
But yeah, so their new screen will go down to 1 hertz.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
That'd be something I'd be interested in Samsung to do in their next Galaxy Watch because that cuts down battery consumption quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because you only have to refresh once a second versus 60 times a second.
They're calling it an LTPO display, which I think is kind of misleading. It's still OLED. LTPO actually stands for something super fancy that I can't remember, but it's tech behind the OLED that's kind of helping drive the OLED. So I'm hoping they have new tech to help prevent burn-in. I'm kind of worried about that.
So the new Apple Watch has variable refresh rate.
Yes.
It's G-Sync.
Low temperature polycrystalline oxide.
There we go.
Wow.
Yeah. So LTPO just isn't marketing. It's actually something. So other than that, I'm sure it has a processor bump. It goes up to 32 gigs of memory instead of 16 in the previous version.
Cool.
But it's the same form factor as the previous gen, but always on display. I'm super excited. I actually ordered one. Should be coming in a week or so. Yeah.
You ordered one?
Yeah.
Nice. Are you willing to say how much you dropped on it?
Mm-hmm.
How much did you drop?
$360.
What?
Yeah.
360.
Here's my deal. Is like
That is significantly more than I got paid for my Galaxy S watch.
I'm gonna sell my old one, so that should help.
well, here's my.
Do you use the Apple trade-in? Do you ever go to the
No,
Apple?
he just flips them on KSL.
Oh.
Yep.
Well,
Best
that's
way
my
to do it.
question. Is like when I went on when I was watching it, they had two pricing models. It was $199 and $399 for the watches. I went on their website. Everything I found was like $700.
Well, yeah. So I got the aluminum version, and my cousin works at Apple. Thanks, Rob. And so
Go, Rob.
Yeah, he's awesome and helped me out with the discount.
But like, how big was the discount?
15%, I think. Anyway, it's like a friends and family discount that they do.
Because like I wouldn't mind paying like $300 to upgrade my watch, but I don't want to pay like $700.
So it starts at $400 for the aluminum version for the small.
Is this the
for the
aluminum
small
compass one that you were talking about?
Huh? The new one does have a compass built into it now.
Well, the upper model has the compass built into it.
No, the base model does too.
I thought that was the perk. Was the upper model had the compass in it, and the lower model didn't.
Well,
That was the extra like $200 premium.
No,
From 200 to 400.
No, their premiums are always the finishes. So the stainless steel, they now have titanium, they now have ceramic.
Well, they brought back ceramic. Yeah,
those are super pricey. In my view, is never spent that much money on tech that will expire in a year or
way.
two.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, I'm gonna check that out then, because when I went to their website initially, everything that I saw was like $800, $900, and that I was kind of confused because I thought on their whole keynote it was $200 and $400, but
They might have just been sold out of the cheaper ones.
you know what? Yeah, I think you're
Might
right.
have just been sold out.
Okay, go.
Let's see. So, okay.
And-
the big one they talked about, though, if you ask me, wasn't Apple OS, but it was the new
Triggering device.
phone. What?
Yeah. If you're scared of small holes, it's a triggering device.
Oh, the back of the new.
Yeah.
I was like, where is he getting that? What?
I've seen some articles drop.
Yeah, the new phones.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Have you ever heard of
So
the
there's-
phobia of people that are afraid
Oh.
of like small holes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
That's
basically
great.
the camera setup on the back of the new iPhone 11 and iPhone 11 Pro. So yeah, they next after the watches they announced the iPhone 11.
Trypophobia.
Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Always sounds like a fish.
and iPhone 11. So I thought this was interesting. Instead of doing like an iPhone and a big iPhone and then a cheap iPhone, they've done away with that pricing with that naming convention. Now you have regular iPhone, and you have super iPhone, and you have super large iPhone, and so there's no like they don't say this is a discounted model anymore, really.
Yeah, that's
that's-
good. It makes more sense this way.
For Apple's products, it does make more sense because they don't do like discounted, cheaper versions. So you have the 11, the 11 Pro, and the 11 Pro. Is it Max or Plus?
Max.
Max, yeah. And so the 11 comes with two cameras on the back, and it uses the Liquid Retina LCD.
It's exactly like the XR.
It's basically the XR, yeah,
Yeah.
with two cameras. The XR only had one camera.
10R. Sorry.
Whatever, yeah.
Whatever.
I thought it was
Don't look
funny
at my
too.
four-person camera.
They skipped. They didn't keep going with the Roman numerals. They just,
Thank goodness.
Right? I was really hoping they were going to, so we could call it the iPhone II
XI.
or iPhone XI Max.
I thought the iPhone X was so much cooler sounding than the iPhone 10.
I was just hoping that we'd make it all the way to 30. Then it'd be funny. The iPhone XXX.
What's going on there?
I'll win.
So another amazing on paper anyway. We'll see when they actually hit the market. But from what it appears to be another amazing CPU GPU combo with their system on a chip, the Apple 13 Bionic or A13 rather.
They're going to 7 nanometer, and
it was like a 20% bump in CPU and
performance,
and a 30% bump in GPU, I think.
Yeah, so they're claiming most powerful GPU, and of course they already had the most powerful CPU.
Yeah, in a mobile device or in a phone.
So when you shrink, were they on 7 nanometer last year?
They were, yeah.
Oh.
They were already on 7 nanometer. So
Okay.
this is either it says either architectural changes for higher instructions per calculation, or it's a bump in processor speed. Either way, they're a significant increase. Again, man, the engineers at Apple for their system on a chip, my hat's off to them. They're just so good.
They are
good,
and they're doing something cool. I don't know if they're doing this in previous generations, but they highlighted it in this keynote. They have like extreme control over the voltages inside the chip, so they're able to bring down the power in other parts of the chip that seems like they weren't able to previous.
So that could lead to even better battery life in standby mode.
Yeah, and battery life is a huge increase this year compared to previous years. In the iPhone 11 Pro, they're claiming 4 extra hours of battery life compared to previous year, and the Pro Max 5 extra hours.
That's awesome. My hat's off to them for finally increasing the thickness ever so slightly of the phone to give it a larger battery.
Which happens to coincide with Johnny Ive leaving a few months ago.
Interesting. So yeah, finally,
I didn't know that he left.
It's long overdue, if you ask me. Devices are, in my opinion, devices are thin enough. Make the battery better.
Well, on top of that, like let's be honest. How many times have you left it in your back pocket and sat on it, and then
Never.
What?
I don't put my phone in my back pocket.
Yeah, it's so uncomfortable.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
Owen, you wanna?
I do all the time.
Why
I don't
did you
sit on.
just
I don't
stay
I don't
quiet?
s-
Let me just take that.
Sorry, I don't sit on it.
Just sitting over there.
What do you do when you sit down?
What do I do when I sit down?
Yeah, like do you pull it out? Because that's
None
my
of your
problem.
business is what I do when I sit down.
All right.
But you just stayed quiet.
Sorry, I
Just
was.
let them eat me over here.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Gross.
James. No, I keep my phone in my back pocket all the time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't wear girl jeans like Jarron, and I don't know what Tony's deal is, but
See,
I just don't put it in my back pocket because I'm afraid I'll sit on it.
these are the
Really?
these
Yep.
are the sick
I have-
burns that I needed.
That's
do.
why front pockets were invented, guys.
Yeah, I keep my wallet
Mine
in
are
my
too
front
tight.
pocket. I'm a front pocket wallet guy.
Yeah, I
so,
put
me
my
too.
wallet in my
so and
right
then my,
front
and then
pocket.
my keys are my other side, so
Phone
that
in my
scratches up
left.
my phone.
Oh, don't do that.
And so my back pocket is where it goes most of the time. And I have anxiety though.
No.
Like
Keys and wallet in one front pocket,
Yeah.
phone in the other.
Yeah.
Oh
Easy.
yeah, no.
Let me tell you what
My
you
wallet's
guys
huge.
You guys need a fanny pack.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Just bring back the fanny
I
pack.
have
Nanny
gone
pack.
to the mall several times and see these abhorrent street youths just walking around
Yep. Oh.
with fanny packs. They don't even wear them right. They wear them like on a side, so it's on their chest. So I can only imagine that their chest is all sweaty. Ugh.
So they don't wear it on their fanny?
No.
What's the point?
But I have sitting anxiety. Like if I go to sit down, I'll be like, I've like almost fallen
I've
over before to
only-
try and get my phone out of my back pocket.
Did you just invent a new medical condition?
Probably.
Sitting
there.
anxiety?
Yeah, sitting anxiety.
But they call it SA for short.
Yeah.
Which band did you get, Jarron?
I got one of the cloth ones.
I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the
Yep.
silver aluminum case with
They
the
look cool.
sport loop.
Yep. And rumors are that the Pro models will have 6 gigs of RAM.
And it's about time. And also, my hat's off to them for finally upgrading the amount of RAM significantly.
The thing they talked about most, though, by far, was their cameras.
They spent probably like a full third of the whole keynote, maybe more, on cameras.
Well, I can't blame them because their phones are fast enough now.
It's true.
They didn't get rid of the notch, so they couldn't talk about that. And the only thing left to really upgrade is the camera.
Yeah.
And jury's out still, but it seems to me that they might be on pixel level quality here. I hope.
They definitely talked about it long enough
Yeah.
that it should be.
So they added a night mode, so pictures at night look really good. And to my eye, their night pictures look better to me than Pixel's night pictures. Only because Pixel's night pictures, it looks like it's daytime still, which is kind of weird.
Well, I mean, you've only seen their their press release nighttime pictures.
Exactly.
You haven't seen any real nighttime pictures.
But iPhone's night pictures seem to me that it's still night in the picture, which I
Yeah.
think is a good thing.
I can see that.
And then they're adding it's not out yet, but they're going to add it in a software update later on in the year. But they're doing computational photography where they're combining a lot of different pictures into one to make it look super good.
I think it's nine pictures
Yeah.
into one.
Or I mean, if you're worried about nighttime shots, the Pixel 4 is coming out soon.
Yeah, we'll see.
And hey, you can download if you have a Pixel of any variety. I think probably you have to have the 2 or 3. I have the 1. I have the Pixel 1. But you can go get the software for the new Google Camera 7.0 or whatever. You can go download that and try it out on your Pixel if you have it.
I wish it worked on Samsung phone.
So we'll see if Google leapfrogs Apple in this when they release the Pixel 4.
Right.
And they also added a ultra wide camera. So now there's 3 cameras on the back for the Pro.
Yep.
Which
The
is
two
like
on the
the
11.
Google one, right? Like that's from the leaked photos of the Google one. I was surprised to see the same setup.
And it's interesting the design choice on the back of the phone, because all the leaked Google pictures for the Pixel 4, it's a one layer sheet of glass over all of the lenses. Whereas with the iPhone, each lens comes up separately and has its own round glass on top of it. So it looks like a stove. A burner's on a
Yeah.
stove.
They're definitely not hiding the cameras on the
No,
back.
not
They
at
they
all.
are leaning into that.
People are like, hey, they want cameras? Let's give them cameras.
Look at all these cameras.
All the cameras.
They have a lower aperture now compared to the previous year, and so it looks like a huge leap in the camera. So that's good.
Was there anything else they announced? I think they ended with the iPhone
Yeah, pretty
11
much.
Pro stuff.
Do you know what they didn't announce?
Apple TV upgrades.
The MacBook Pro 16-inch that's
Oh,
been rumored,
yeah.
which kind of makes me happy because now my 15 is legit
Well,
still.
they'll have
It stays.
they'll have another keynote next month. They
Yeah.
always have one in September and one in October.
They'll
so-
probably announce the iPad Pro new model and then
Yep.
probably MacBook Pro 16.
and it'll probably have a 13X Bionic.
Yep.
And it's gonna make me go, dang it!
They did announce
Mine's only got a 12X.
a new cheaper iPad at this event as well, that they didn't spend much time on that. And they have a keyboard folio with that, but so the new iPad's like $300 something. The keyboard that they sell with it is half the price.
$150?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They need to lower the price on that keyboard for the
That-
cheapest iPad.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And the new iPad supports Pencil too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So yeah, it was a pretty interesting bunch of announcements there. All right. Let's see. What else should we hit on here? We got quite a few things.
Oh, I would like to go.
Yeah.
I got something. Speaking of streaming.
James.
Okay, so speaking of streaming, this week in. You guys got any more of that Disney Plus news?
Got more of that Disney Plus?
So apparently it hit a test market in
the Netherlands, yeah.
Netherlands, yeah. So we got our first look at what the actual Disney Plus app is going to be, what it looks like. What they're saying is, compared to the Apple Plus, is that what it's called? The Apple
TV
library. It's super big, but in comparison to Netflix, not so much. But
Well, I mean, Netflix is a
Well, it's also a third the price of Netflix.
and Netflix is a bottomless pit of random TV and movies.
yeah, they describe it in this article as empty but elegant. Apparently there
Well,
is
they don't have the full catalog there yet.
no. Apparently the full catalog isn't there, but they say that the organizational system of the app is amazing.
Is that what
Nice.
what Disney was trying to test out? Was probably how it feels, not the content.
And to me, that's always just kind of been a little bit of a drawback with a lot of these streaming services. Is like, how do you display all of your stuff?
Oh, yeah.
But in this screen right here,
Yeah.
and Netflix definitely suffers from that, in my opinion,
Well,
really bad.
Is Disney Plus going to have like microtransactions like Amazon Video does, where you can buy, rent things
No.
permanently? It's going to be more of
They
a
haven't
full on streaming. Like
They haven't said anything
Netflix.
about like having commercials either. Have they? Have they
No,
said that
no
they're not
commercials.
going to?
No
okay,
commercials.
good. That was a big worry of mine, is that they were going to have like an extra paid for whatever.
Do you know what I hate about Netflix? How when you select something, it autoplays something in the background. I hate
Oh
that.
man,
Yeah.
it starts automatically.
It's horrible.
I have
So-
to go to the search and just keep it on search, and it won't do that.
I'm surprised they don't have a setting you can turn that off with.
I know. I've looked so many times.
For me, Netflix, it's like I said, like it's just trying to look through their. I mean, I feel like I'm at Walmart digging through the bargain bin videos.
You know they
trying
do
to
that on
find the-
purpose, right? They must dump those in there randomly to try and get people to dig.
Netflix
But like,
is
I don't like that though. Like,
Netflix is the epitome of choice paralysis.
yeah.
If you don't know what you want to watch when you load the app up, you will spend the next 20 minutes just looking at everything.
I once spent 30 minutes organizing the DVDs in one of those bins.
Yeah. What?
I was
You
like-
have a problem.
I was like, I can't stand this. I'm going to put
This
these
is-
in.
this is
that
not
one goes
okay.
here, and I put them all in a line. I got about a quarter way through the bin. I'm like, what am I doing? I want to go get.
That's
a
when your
drink
wife's like,
from
"Oh,
7-Eleven."
and it's time to go." And you're
What
like,
did you do at Walmart? Oh, it was a really long line. I'm sorry.
super long. You only went for milk.
I organized the almond joys in alphabetical
Like,
order.
even the Walmart
They were
employees were like, "What is that dude doing?" You know, like the people from Walmart. There's that site called People of Walmart. They were even going, "What is he doing?" I probably ended up on that site. Interesting. I should go look.
But so flipping through this article, some of the interesting observations, and some of these are pretty like obvious, but they were saying this person was able to create a maximum of 7 viewer profiles. The profiles can be assigned to kids' statuses to restrict content to the less scary stuff. There's nothing to stop a kid from switching to the parent's profile, though. AirPlay works from the iPhone and Apple TV. Chromecast works from Android devices. Downloading films to my phone for offline playback works as expected.
Oh, they're covering everything.
Oh, yeah. Disney Plus can also be accessed via web browser. It ran fine on Safari, Chrome.
I wonder if you can Chromecast from the iOS app rather than the Android app.
Oh, that's I don't think he has that in here.
I feel like you should be able to because there's
Yeah.
a lot of apps that you can do that on iPhone with.
I was able to start
Or
watching a
at
film
least one.
on Apple TV and then switch to both my Android devices and iPhone devices where the same film was queued and ready to play at the same timestamp. There's no problem there. And there's a princess and fairy tale section with every Disney princess I can think of, from classics like Cinderella to modern takes like Moana. And his daughter loves this. Dude, our kids are going to be so like spoiled by all of this. They don't have to deal with like VHS tapes. They don't have to deal with rewinding.
You don't have to deal with the vault.
It also makes
The vault.
The
What's the
Disney
vault?
The Disney Vault.
The
It
Disney
also-
vault.
It also makes parenting harder though. Like from a electronic consumption thing, it is so easy to just set your kid down and let them watch 3 hours of
whatever.
I'm just gonna say PJ Masks because
Don't
that's
you
what
mean
my
6?
kids did. No,
PJ Mess?
PJ Masks. I mean, I was on Netflix and I just like set them down and like not having to work for any of it. Like not having a DVD that ends, especially these digital platforms. They want you to stay on it,
Right.
stay in it. I mean, Netflix has their timeout for the next episode at 5 seconds.
That's
Hey,
ridiculous.
5 seconds is not enough time for your smart brain to make an informed decision.
That's true.
And they know that.
Your reptile brain's just like, oh yeah.
It started.
I'll watch another one.
I'll watch another one. The remote's
Okay.
down by my feet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think that's an interesting struggle. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of listeners out there with kids that face that where they go, I mean, it's so easy to just let them.
Well, ever since you
Watch
mentioned
it.
Baby Einstein to me, we turn that on whenever we're clipping her fingernails.
Yeah.
And dude, she
Loves
sits
it.
still.
Yep.
Like she's normally just like all over the place, but yeah, as soon as you turn that bright screen on,
reminds me
neat.
of Batman Forever.
You're like, what day is it?
Oh, when they plug in,
Yeah, with the Riddler,
Yeah.
riddle me this.
Val Kilmer.
I will admit though, when the Riddler broke into the Batcave and was blowing everything up,
Yeah.
one of the coolest scenes in all of Batman history.
Really? With Jim Carrey doing the
I-
weird pump thing?
You know,
I
I
don't think
liked
so.
him a lot. I really liked him.
I don't think so. Disagree.
Uh,
Disagree.
However, that being said, what's his name? Tommy Lee Jones is Two-Face. Oh,
That whole movie is.
the whole, both, what is it? Batman and Robin and
Yeah.
Batman Forever. Was that the one? Yeah.
wait. So let me get this straight. He blew up everything except for your super experimental, really cool toys that haven't been experimented but work just
he
fine.
didn't know about him, supposedly.
They're in the Batcave.
Yeah. I
He's
know.
in the Batcave.
Yeah, wouldn't you take a moment to be like, I'm going to look around.
Joel Schumacher has made good movies.
Am I getting all the stuff here? Because I need to get all of
Well,
it.
that's what's so weird is he
But
has
those
made,
were not it.
He has made good movies, but then he just pushed out these two turds. Like
Yeah.
Did
I don't
he say
understand
something to the
it.
extent of like it doesn't matter. It's a comic book movie. They're supposed to be goofy, or like he's
Probably,
weird,
I
some
don't
weird
know.
statement.
Well, that's
like
just kind of where culture was headed at the time, though.
Yeah.
And
Things were getting goofy.
before we get too far past Apple news, too, look what I did. I made them better. Yay!
He put googly eyes on his iPod or AirPod case.
It took me a minute.
He
Yay!
When he
tweeted
showed
it
me.
yesterday. If anyone cares about that,
Yay. How does nobody care more about this? This is hilarious.
So
I didn't mean that to be an insult, but it sure
Oh, it
sounded
sure came
like
out
one.
like one. Woo! I did see another article about the Netherlands Disney Plus.
Beauregard.
Wow, that was really delayed. The Netherlands
it's an
Disney
Easter egg.
Plus thing.
What's up?
They had listed a whole bunch of old Spider-Man and Fantastic Four and Iron Man cartoons
Oh, sweet.
and the 90s X-Men cartoon,
Ooh.
all episodes of the 90s Spider-Man cartoon.
That
Okay, the
was the
X-Men.
coolest theme song in the world.
Oh,
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
For sure.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Do you
So-
remember Morph from the very first episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came back in like season 2.
Spoiler alert!
Oh, I can't believe you didn't watch that.
Oh, that guitar.
That's why.
I think that's gonna be the
Yeah, the bell. Dong.
that's gonna be the theme song for this episode.
Can that be the theme song for this episode?
Come on.
Yeah, we can end with that episode with that song for sure.
You want to know what we need? Is we need a permanent theme song. And if anybody out there
we
thinks-
have it.
Do have one.
Do you not listen to the episode?
I do, but it's not memorable. We need to hire
and by
somebody.
no, it is.
I like it.
I like it.
It is.
great.
Yeah, it's memorable.
We need somebody to redo it, but in the 90s.
No, it's awesome.
Guitar riff.
So you want the X-Men song?
Yep.
He's still back there.
Oh my god.
Nostalgia is strong with this one.
Oh man, I tell you.
Wait, so did you say that they're also having the 90s Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Dude, coming home from school in the 90s was the best. You had
yeah, Fox-
X-Men waiting for you. You had
Yeah.
Power Rangers. You had Beetleborgs. You had Spider-Man.
So I started out with DuckTales and the other
DuckTales was good.
Disney afternoon Tailspin. Yeah, Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck.
Let's
I heard the
get
new
dangerous.
DuckTales is good.
I've heard it's
It
good
is.
too. Yeah.
I've seen a few episodes. I like it.
Gargoyles.
Oh, Gargoyles.
I have
That holds up.
I have
I mean,
that. My kids just rewatched it. I have that on Plex.
visually, it looks a little.
Because I asked you to
janky.
download it.
Yeah.
Dude, the premise of that whole show.
Visually, it looks a little janky, but story-wise
It's
and
great.
and
I
voice
think
acting.
visually still looks good.
Well, there's
What's the guy's
it
voice
was,
that's in it? Because he's famous.
well,
the guy
there's
that does
several-
James
the
Earl
main-
Jones.
No,
No. Oh, I have it. Keith David.
Keith
Yeah,
David
yeah.
played Goliath.
Yeah, Goliath.
And then Xanatos was played by Jonathan Frakes.
Yeah, I love Xanatos.
Did it come out? Was it the animated movie that came out first, and then the show followed it, or was it
There was
the
a
show?
movie?
No, it was like the first 4 episodes were like
No, it was a movie.
continuous parts that they showed as a mini series,
Yeah.
and then they had the cartoons.
Did I see it on VHS? No, it had a theatrical release.
No, I do not think it did.
The whole
But-
story run about like Avalon and
Oh, it
Puck.
was so good.
That was awesome.
So the thing what I mean by it looks kind of janky is it was right at the height of cartoon companies trying to decide if they wanted to insert computer generated
Oh,
stuff
yeah, you're right about
into
that.
hand animated stuff. And so that part came off looking a little weird.
Did they not learn anything from Roger
Keith
Rabbit?
David.
So
I remember him from Requiem for a Dream. Ugh.
oh, Keith David's awesome, dude.
Wasn't he in Community?
He was in the last season.
Yeah,
of he was
he's
great.
great.
Super great. And then he is part of one of the greatest fight scenes of all time. Him and Rowdy Piper in the movie They Live.
Really?
By was it John Carpenter? I can't remember. No,
Rowdy
I can't
Roddy
remember.
Piper.
It's a
What a
fight scene
throwback.
between Keith David and Rowdy Piper that takes place in a back alley, and it literally goes. These two guys fight for probably 8 or 10 minutes straight.
What?
It is so
Never
awesome.
even heard
What
of
a
that.
what a great Rowdy
Gargoyles, the
Piper.
movie, came out in 1995.
But was it straight to video?
I don't know.
Of course it was.
I'm pretty sure it came out after it aired on TV.
It did. It aired on
told
TV
you.
in 94.
I told you. I know my
I don't have-
gargoyles.
I don't have that. I'm gonna have to go find it.
So one of the producers, or maybe the main producer of that show, was Jonathan Frakes. And,
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so that's why there's so many guest voices from The Next Generation.
Miranda Sirtis.
Yeah, Damona was.
That's right.
Was
That's
that
right.
her name? Miranda
Yeah.
Sirtis. Yeah, she was Deanna Troy in Next Generation.
That's right.
And his what do you call it? His number 2 guy,
Number one,
Xanatos'
you would say?
number 2 guy,
Oh.
was Brent Spiner.
Marina Sirtis.
Marina,
I was
yeah.
close.
I was going to say, I don't think
Wouldn't you
that's
call
right.
him his number one?
Yeah, his number 1. His number 1 was Brent Spiner, Data,
Yeah.
and
Oh, how the roles
there's
have reversed.
there's a bunch. So
And speaking of Jonathan Frakes, he's in the new Picard show.
Yeah.
And I read the story about how he hasn't acted in 18 years. So
He was
like
petrified.
Yeah.
He directed,
Hilarious.
I think, 2
Did
episodes.
he drop
or
out
something
after
like that.
after Star Trek? He didn't do anything else.
He didn't do a lot of acting after TNG. He does a lot of
Hold on, I got
directing
it pulled
and
up.
stuff, though.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of like TV. He's been in like Castle,
He directed by far the best Star Trek movie. By far.
NCIS.
Did he do
Borderlands.
First Contact?
First Contact.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's by far the best.
He's in Family Guy, Star Trek Enterprise.
Yeah, but those were all like
Yeah, one-offs.
Cameos.
one-offs, cameos. He had to be in a couple of episodes, I believe, of Picard.
That's the thing. Is like when I was with Al from Home Improvement. What's his name?
I forgot his name too.
No, he signed the bottom of my longboard.
Kevin.
Al Borland.
No.
Oh, what is his name? I know.
Oh my gosh, I met him in real life. We hung out for like an entire day. Will you find out? So, just talking to him, he's just a chill, down to earth guy. He just likes living in his like
Wait, so what does this have to do with Gargoyles?
Richard Karn.
Richard Karn.
That's
Yes,
it.
Gargoyles or Jonathan Frakes?
No, we were just talking about how Jonathan Frakes just hasn't been in a lot of stuff.
Oh.
It's kind of the same. He's just kicking
I
it.
gotcha.
He's just
Frakes is
enjoying life.
Jonathan Frakes does a lot of behind the camera stuff, though. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
a lot of producing and directing and whatnot.
JTT.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yeah.
What has he been in
bringing it back?
recently?
Nothing.
He was in a few episodes of Veronica Mars.
I still haven't seen any of that.
Oh, Veronica Mars is so good.
Let's see. We're at our stopping point for the episode. Is there anything else you guys want to hit on before we?
we have some Switch
break
news.
We should save that till
wanna
next
save it till
episode,
next
though.
Yeah, we'll save it till next one. Because
I just want to say I'm going to miss you guys until next week.
Oh.
Oh.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Thanks for listening. Hope you made it to the end.
Get ready, Owen. Here it comes. It's
Bye.
coming up. It's coming up.
And we're
Don't-
we're gonna sign off right now.
Don't mess it up.
Go ahead. Feel free to maybe give us a review on iTunes
Spotify.
or Spotify or anything
SoundCloud,
like that. And
YouTube.
Owen, why don't you take us out?
Nards. Oh.
No.
Hey.
What did you say?
We hope you care.
Gadget Spot.